Jonah spells Jonah. Are you down with the movement? Jonah movement. Jonah spells Jonah. Are you down with the movement? Jonah movement. No place to.
I am Oroptus Maximus, orator, poet, and activist. I am absolutely persuaded that we as human beings are natural emulators. Being a child of the civil rights movement and the Black Muslim movement makes me no exception. It would be an understatement for me to say that early on I was enamored and influenced by the powerful speeches delivered by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and later exposed to the fire message of that Muslim minister, Malcolm X. As an African American male, I'm a product of my time, navigating the racial unrest of the 60s and 70s, to the crack epidemic and the massive incarceration of the 80s and 90s, to the challenges facing a new millennium. In my early years, I lived somewhat of a fairy tale life. I was a young black male, Christian, born-again Christian in a megachurch. It was nice. I was baptized twice, had a beautiful Christian wife, 2 lovely kids, and did all the things a good deacon did. But a change of event I underwent. I was kicked out of church. Then my wife left. My self-esteem robbed, and I lost my job. I was like Job, almost nothing left, lost and alone, all by myself. At the age of 27, I found myself in the psych ward of the St. Elizabeth's Hospital. But because of my dogged determination to make something of myself and my faith in God, I would go on to graduate from Howard University, and I would be invited to speak at a White House conference on mental health during the Clinton-Gore administration. But God had much more in store for me. I would matriculate from a dapper and debonair poet into a charismatic black nationalist leader. I founded my own organization called Jonah, the Judge of Nation Advocacy Headquarters. Now, published author, local television producer, self-styled orator, poet, and activist, ambassador of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, 14 years in the making, the Oroptus Maximus. Message to the masses.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome. I have the privilege and honor to introduce the speaker of the hour, formerly known as Stephen Silver, now orator, poet, and activist. That makes him an Oroptus. Yes, etching his place in history with his unique blend of fiery oratory and spellbinding speech-making. Heralded by the former director of the ACLU as an oratorical genius, the oratorical beast of Northeast, taking center stage in Washington, D.C., a dapper and debonair poet morphing into a charismatic black nationalist leader, a voice of a generation addressing the heart of a nation, the chief spokesman and ambassador of the Judge of Nations Advocacy Headquarters. Without further ado, I introduce to you the one you came out to hear, up close and personal, the power, the passion, the poet, the Oroptus Maximus.
Thank you, Sister Denise Jenkins. To the red, to the brown, to the yellow, to the white, to the black, to the Republicans, to the Democrats, to the saints, to the sinners, to the losers, to the winners, to the strong, to the weak, to the bold, to the meek, to the haters, to the naysayers, to the living, to the late, to the unsung, to the great, to the seers, to the Moors, to the rich, to the poor. Salutation, brothers and sisters. I am Oropatous Maximus, orator, poet, and activist. First, giving honor to God. It is my custom to open up with a word of prayer. I hope you don't mind thinking it inappropriate or consider it robbery that I do so. In the Holy Bible, the book of Malachi, the book asks the question, will a man rob God? Will a man rob God? Yet we rob him every time we exclude him from our affairs. We rob him every time we're so quick to receive the praises of men rather than deflecting, redirecting the praise, the glory, the honor, the worship to him alone, which praise, glory, honor, and worship is due. Once again, I'm Oropatous Maximus, orator, poet, and activist. Prayer. O Almighty God, creator of the heavens and the earth, have pity upon thy people. Extend thy hand, thy benevolent and merciful hand to these thy children. Help the hurting, the feeble, of the likes of which there is no equal, who in your infinite wisdom would become a chosen people. Yet a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, the stone that the builders rejected. For you are not a God who cannot be touched by the feelings of our infirmities. Like David of old, I pray, hear my cry, O God of my righteousness. Help the discarded, the brokenhearted, the downtrodden, and all those seemingly forgotten. And now I pray for my people, my brothers and sisters, the black man and the black woman, caught up in the hills and hells of North America. I pray that you would restore us to our original and proper place of greatness, grand and glory amongst the peoples of the earth. I pray now that you would confuse and confound the wisdom of this wicked world. Make the rough places plain and the crooked places straight, so that your glory would be revealed and all flesh shall see it together. This, O Lord, is our hope. This, O Lord, is our petition. This, O Lord, is our prayer. Once again, salutation, brothers and sisters. I am Oropatous Maximus, orator, poet, and activist. Today I'm here to announce the official formation of the Jonah movement. In all sincerity, I believe it to be ambitious, perhaps even imprudent, to start a new organization or mass movement from scratch. I am of the persuasion that we as blacks should not, cannot continue to waste precious time reinventing the wheel to solve our problem. As a student of history, I believe that the key to the black man and black woman's rise and liberation can already be found in the collective wisdom of our ancestors, in the hearts and minds of our past and present leaders and luminaries alike. I believe that all of our problems can be solved. I believe that all of our questions are ours for the asking. If we would take the time, sit at their feet, glean from their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So I'm here today with your support to form a new organization, like those great past and present black organizations, like the Reverend Al Sharpton National Action Network, like the Reverend Jesse Jackson, the National Rainbow Coalition, like Malcolm X and African American Unity, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, like Marcus Mosiah Garvey and the Universal Negro Improvement Association, like W.E.B. Du Bois and the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, like revolutionaries like Huey Newton and Stokely Carmichael, the original Black Panther Party, like Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad and the new Black Panther Party. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the lawyer warrior, the attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, and his faithful assistant, Dr. Amy Jenkins. So I'm here to build a mass movement in the spirit of the NAGA movement, in the spirit of the Pan-African movement, in the spirit of the Black Lives Matter movement, all with one aim, one intent, one objective: the rise and liberation of the dark people in this continent, caught up in the hills and hells of North America and beyond. So I'm here today to launch, to mark, to witness the birth, the inception of Jonah, again, the Judge of Nation Advocacy Headquarters, because it was Dr. King who suggested that my destiny is inextricably interwoven into your destiny, and whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. We cannot walk alone. So we stand here today at a junction, a necessary turning point, a boiling point, if you will, in race relations in America as we know it. I ask the question, is America like the wicked city of Nineveh, the people of Noah, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, deserving a final opportunity to make right the wrongs of past generations? As a moral leader, I think it only right and proper that every so-called new generation should be afforded a small window of opportunity to make right the wrongs of past generations. America, white America. And when I say white America, I'm largely speaking to the lingering racist white element of white people, the stubborn, those whites unwilling to learn from the errors of their ways, those whites bound and handcuffed, seemingly incapable of severing themselves from the dark traditions of the past. So I'm here today to offer America a final proposition: to get right or to get left. To get right or to get left. To get right, I mean to reconcile, restore, and repay. Or get left, face the immediate separation of the dark people of this continent, or simply face the sovereign judgment of God on America. America, you must, I charge you, guilty of the decimation of the native tribes. Guilty of committing heinous, ugly, despicable, unprovoked, inhumane treatment of the dark people of this continent. America, you must repent. 1, you must rebuild the world of this indigenous people. 2, turn to blacks, restore and repay the damage done. This is not a request. This is a mandate. America, white America, we're in a relationship. Not a new relationship, but a relationship that existed since the inception of our nation. A 400-plus-year relationship. America, white America, you're like a deadbeat dad. In bed, but not in love. You have laid down to produce children that you're unwilling to care for. But your law insists, so don't be hypocrites, that if a man lays down with a woman and produces a child, that he is responsible for that child for 18 years until it's come of age. We as blacks are like your children, the offspring of an illegitimate relationship, the fruit of your loins. You bought us, you sold us, you owe us. And if our demands go undone, if our demands go unheard, this will mean the end of the United States of America as we know it. We, the dark people of this continent, will be forced to form a nation within a nation sensitive to our needs, aims, ambitions, and well-being as a people. To divvy up America. No longer the United States of America, but I propose the divided states of New America, formed of 5 nations: New Native, New Africa, New Asia, New Hispaniola, New Europe. 5 independent yet interdependent people. We can do it, black man. We can do it, black woman. A nation of our own. We already have the tools for success. We are already the draftsmen, the craftsmen, the artists, the artisans, the architects, the doctors, the lawyers, the entertainers, the carpenters. This unholy matrimony between the light and dark people of this continent has run its course. And finally, we want freedom from all of our people, from your unjust, massive, manifold, industrial prison compound, these prisoners of war. We will discuss those terms at a later time. America, white America, get right or get left. Again, leaving you is perhaps a foregone conclusion, but you have never, historically or otherwise, done right by our people. And it's perhaps insane, perhaps even ludicrous, to believe that you will change now. America, white America, and I'm almost finished. America, white America, you have a history of being kidnappers, rapists, racists, robbers, liars, lynchers, intimidators, and murderers. I can go on and on down the list. You fit the description of a true terrorist, but you're nothing but a band of punks, a band of bums, cowards, hiding behind masks, riding horses, brandishing rifles and carrying torches. You're no good peckerwood, redneck, pot-belly, gun-toting, tobacco-chewing and smoking, carrying rifles in your laps. You look stupid with those pointed dunce cap. Rebel-rousers, burning down poor black people's houses, seething haters, masqueraders, mischief makers, no good bastards, fiendish laughers, backslashers, white crackers, Johnny-come-lately, overall wearing Neanderthal. In spite of the passing of time, you continue to commit your heinous crime. You try to instill our hearts with fear, the militarization of America, the infamous riot gear. And now you unleash upon black folk your modern day weapons, your bag of tricks, police sticks, police dogs, guns with lasers, wands, batons, pepper spray, high voltage electrical tasers. You're the same people. You just go by different names. And killing black folk is still fair game. But what did we ever do to whites? What did we ever do to whites except to be black as the darkest night? Now we're experiencing one of the greatest displacement of black folk this nation has ever seen. And still white America won't come clean. And when we talk of reparations, they say go figure. I don't owe nothing some damn Negro. America, you are in the judgment of God. As it was in the days of Noah, as it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, as it was in the days of Jonah, the ark. The ark has been shut, and now the rain is falling. Judgment has come, no longer stalling. The earth is flooding. The floodgates of the deep have opened its mouth, and now there's simply no way out. The night has come, no more mirth. As darkness comes and carpets the earth, the angels of judgment await. Wretched men standing at the door, having been blinded, looking, searching for salvation, but they cannot find it. Unfinished urban projects, steel girders swaying in the wind, because for the descendants of slaves you made no provisions. America, the greatest military the world has ever seen. Her armies, her navies, her air force, her marines, and now all of her military might is defenseless against this death angel. And now from a thin thread you now dangle, as it was in the days of Noah, as it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, as it was in the days of Jonah. The ark has been shut, and now the rain is falling. Judgment has come, no longer stalling. The earth is flooding. The floodgate of the deep have opened its mouth, and now there's simply no way out. The night has come, no more mirth, as darkness comes and carpets the earth. I've done a lot of soul searching. I've done a lot of thinking. I've come to the conclusion that we as a people, we just got to continue to press forward. Continue to press forward. But what do I know? I'm just a poet. Thank you.